Okay, trying to quilt a diagonal fan blade quilt set like a drunkard's pat. I was first using a straight edge ruler to follow my ditch. Then I was using one of the applique guide rulers to go over to the next seam. And then I had the option to either stitch in the ditch down the seam again, or what I chose to do was a wavy line down the seam. Then when I got to the other end, using again one of the two applique guides, I went back over this fan to that fan. Then I could wavy line down. Then I had to put my guide on, back a fan, over a fan, wavy line down, put my guide back on, over a fan, back a fan, wavy line down. Then I decided I could use my tool and do that in one step without removing the ruler all the time. So, putting my tool on, you first would stitch down your straight edge, then keeping the hopping foot in the groove, you could guide it over the fan blade, wiggle line down to the end, keeping it in the groove, go over to the fan, back over to that fan, wiggle line down the seam, keep it in the groove, guide it back, guide it forward, wavy line down that seam, keep it in the groove, guide it back, guide it over, wavy line down the seam, groove as a guide, back, over, wavy line down the seam, groove as a guide, back, over, wavy line down the seam, again groove as a guide, back, over, wavy line down the seam, and you just continue that way all the way across the diagonal row of fans until you're done. You've never had to remove the ruler, so you weren't reaching back and forth for your applique guide, putting it on and off the foot. This is there as soon as you got down to the end here. You're in the groove, ready to guide it to the next, back and to the next. Wavy line down, you're automatically in the groove. You're ready to go back and forward and wavy line down again. If you decided to do a straight line instead of wavy line after you come back and go forward, you could just use this as your little stitch in the ditch guide and do a straight one, back, over,